Okay, so new OCG Forbidden List, check. The reveal of all of the sets that are coming out for the rest of the year, check. New cards that are probably going to break the meta, check. And my deep analysis on what's happening in the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Huh. Never thought I'd put all that in one video, would you? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a crap ton of information to provide to you guys, and woo! I hope I never have to do this video, or I hope I have to do this video again. I hope you guys give this video a like. Let's try to get to 150 likes so we can do more videos like this and let you guys know how I feel about the upcoming sets. I'm telling you guys, I really appreciate you guys for liking this video, and it really depends on the likes if I should do a video or not. It lets us as content creators know what you guys like to see. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is the upcoming booster sets and how I feel about these booster sets. So the Flame of Destruction booster set releases on May 4th, 2018. Pretty awesome day, because I think that a week before, if we follow what Konami is going to do last set, they're going to release the Forbidden List. So we almost have confirmation that we will be getting a Forbidden List a week before or the day of the Flames of Destruction booster. And I think it keeps things fresh. I think it allows Konami to see what's happening into the metagame and allows them to get a good detail into what has happened in the past and things that they can hit in the future. So basically this 100 card set is going to have Nightmare Monsters, which I believe are the Troy Mare archetype. And it's going to be pretty, you know, interesting. And when I say pretty interesting, if we look back into last year, we had the perfect meta. Everything was in harmony until Zodiac's attack. So now we get to repeat the exact same cycle where every deck is in harmony until Troy Mare attacks, and then everything kind of falls off to crap, and Troy Mare becomes the absolute tier 1 deck, and there's a whole bunch of tier 2 decks under it. Now, hopefully it doesn't follow that trend. I would love to see a Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta like this all the time of the year. I think it's beneficial for Konami. I think it's beneficial for the players, and more importantly, I think it's beneficial for us content creators, where we can make more competitive decks that are all viable into the format. So basically, the Nightmare Monsters are very powerful Link monsters that have trigger effects when they're summoned, and also they'll always have an effect that's always active in a continuous effect. Now, they're supposedly supposed to be generic, quote-unquote, Link monsters built for everything. Or at least I think the Nightmare Monsters or the Troy Mare Monsters. It says it right here. Yeah, I mean, like, I think it is. So they will be generic and they'll work even better together. So it's really interesting to see that. But the thing that I'm really excited about is the Trickstar and Altergeist support. I'm not fucking excited about that. Well, I'm not excited about Trickstar support, but I'm pretty excited about what the Altergeist can do in the current TCG. They actually had a pretty good streak of being somewhat competitive, somewhat viable in the OCG, and hopefully that follows along in the TCG. The Trickstar support can all burn and go to hell, because I mean, you're not tricking me into making this deck a star of the show. Double confirmation of the Element Sabers will be announced, or will be in Flames of Destruction booster. That is freaking awesome. I have always loved the Elemental Lords, Grand Soil, Mullen Glacia, Pyrorex, and the Wind monster that is really good, but I can't remember its name because there were no good wind decks to support it. Now, if you guys do have these Elemental Lords, which are about 4 years old, then I think as soon as you guys see a price spike is the perfect time to get rid of them. And while they're low, if they are low right now, I would pick them all up. Mainly because since this set is, or since those cards are 4 years old, Konami is going to want to reprint these cards to make the Element Sabers viable, which means they'll probably come in super rare or common rarities, which is unfortunate for the people that want to retain those high-end cards. I think that those, you know, secret rare versions, those secret first stats will still be a pretty good price, but looking at the trend, they're definitely going to get reprinted, and we already have Mullen Glacia confirmed, and Grand Soil does need an erratum, so that's probably going to get reprinted with the new erratum. So another thing that kind of has me of concern is this set has multiple generic spells and traps of high potency, and I'm like, okay, so Konami doesn't really do a great job of balancing cards. Either they're really busted, like evenly matched, or they're mediocre in the format that they are printed in, like Hey Trune. So I'm really scared on how they're gonna make these cards of high potency, because I feel like both of those cards, or both of those examples, are cards of high potency. Just one is infinitely like shouldn't exist, but exists because Konami has made so many other cards of high potency that it needs to exist. And then the other card is just like, oh my God, you would have been awesome like against Gravekeepers in 2013. So it's like, I'm really confused. I'm conflicted. Now, granted, they haven't made some great spell and trap cards of high potency that are really balanced, such as Cosmic Cyclone, Raigeki, Twin Twisters. But you got to think, those cards were all made at the very earliest 2 years ago. So maybe their new R&D department decides that evenly matches the trend that they're going to go. So I'm a little bit skeptical. I'm a little bit scared. And I'm still a little bit excited because I want to see these cards. So exactly 21 days, 3 weeks later, the SP Dark Saviors booster will be released. And God, you guys have to read this text with me. Okay, so it is a 60 card set, something like the Wing Raider set. So don't expect this set to completely explode and be the best thing since sliced bread, because sets like Wing Raiders aren't really great sets, even though they do provide a couple of good cards. So I'm going to skip the first. Oh, no. The brand new 60 card set reinvents vampires of a Yu-Gi-Oh! With a new series of cards that can enslave your opponent's monsters for their own nefarious themes with a single bite. Oh my God, I just have to say, the writers at Konami are freaking awesome. And it's just like, where do you guys get this from? And it gets better. It gets better, guys. A clan of sky fairy demi-humans who always have each other's backs, and they're fur hire. Get it? They're fur hire. Now, I'm pretty sure these monsters are going to be like furry of some sort. I want to say that they're going to be werewolves, because werewolves and vampires have always had that thing going on since Twilight. And I like that pun, fur hire. And these effects on these cards are strong but simple, making them a good pick for novice and expert duelists. And like, now this is where they fall flat. They could have added so much more. Look, take it from the Pun King. These effects and cards are a for sure example of strong and simple cards, making them a good deck for novice and Sky Fairy Demon-Humans alike. See, you like, I got it right. You can pick up the phone, Kamani. Pick up the phone. Now, you guys know I call it Kamani because I can't say Konami. I don't know how to say it. It was whatever. But on to the next thing. It also comes with the support of a heavily armed hero when survives. The Sky Striker Ace. Her high-tech arsenal includes transforming power armors that lets her fly faster than a fighting jet or dodge fluidly like water. Water doesn't dodge. Huh. Just when I thought I really wanted to dodge fluidly. I mean, I guess water is fluid, but you're not really giving me a great look. A good example would be like fly faster than a fighter jet. That's good. Or dodge with simplicity. I don't know. Look, I gotta write the stuff down myself, but I think that they could have gained with a better foot. Nonetheless, this seems like a deck that's focused on one monster, somewhat like Spiral, somewhat like Noble Knight, and it has a whole bunch of cards that will either equip to her or make her transform into other cards. So pretty excited about these Striker Ace or Sky Striker themes that are going to be released inside of the TCG set. Next is going to be Battles of Legends Relentless Revenge booster, and oh my God, there's so many things I want to talk about in this Battles of Legends set. So basically what I think, personal theory, and I'm pretty sure I can confirm it, is that the Battles of Legends set has been taking place of Gold Series. Now, we haven't had Gold Series in 2 years. Those 2 years we've had Battles of Legend. Huh. Now, if there was ever anything to reaffirm that, every single Gold Series has came out in the summer. When does this Battles of Legends set come out? And also, this Battles of Legends set gives you reprints. What did Gold Series do? Alright, I think I have a pretty good point, don't I? So this Battles of Legends Relentless Revenge booster set, these cards are very printed for the very first time, with new cards from Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains include high demand cards from the current competition. I mean, that should literally just confirm Ash Blossom is getting reprinted in here. If Ash Blossom doesn't get reprinted in here, I will eat a high rarity card. I just don't see Ash Blossom not being reprinted in Battles of Legends Relentless Revenge. So don't worry, my broke Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. Ash Blossom will get reprinted. If you guys have high-end stuff, or a seller of some sort, you might want to get rid of your stuff in like late April, because yeah, that's where leaks will start coming out. To clarify, apparently Arc V cards will be in Battles of Legends Relentless Revenge. The new cards will apparently include Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, but the second part of the sentence is unclear whether the high demand cards for competition are reprints or if they're part of cards printed for the very first time. Again, I think that Battles of Legends Relentless Revenge is going to follow Light Revenge and reprint cards. Now, starter deck Codebreaker, there's really not much to say about this deck. It's going to have Cold Talker. It's going to have a couple of cards that are popular, like staple cards. Probably evenly matched. I doubt evenly matched, even though the OCG set will probably get evenly matched as a common in this deck to make everybody buy multiple copies of it. But ultimately, it's going to be trash for the competitive scene. Now, Cybernetic Horizon is the booster that's going to come out in July 27th, and unfortunately, I don't have any real information on it. There's no confirmed cards. There's nothing that to really talk about it, other than that there will be 12 world premiere cards designed to work with cards from Cold Doodles to Flames of Destruction. So if you guys have an archetype that's really cheap, you might want to pick it up, because these world premiere cards can make those archetypes really good. Maybe World Chalice World Premiere cards, who knows? Now, the next thing we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about this a little later, which is the speed dueling. But following up with all of the cards that have been confirmed for this year, the new holiday for 2018, the calendar release. So if I am you, pick this shit up, fellas. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Just pick it up. Reason being is because it contains 14 super rares and 10 ultra rares as we count down to Christmas. Now, we did have something called the German calendar. Well, obviously not us as Americans, but those German calendars came with really nice cards such as, I can't remember any of the cards, but they were really nice cards. I remember Naruto the Moral Leader was one of them, and I really think that that in this set, we'll get prints of cards that are maybe commons or rares or super rares as ultra rares or super rares respectively that will be really nice, and it's only $20, so I'm definitely going to get myself a copy of this calendar, and I urge you guys to do so as well. So backtracking back to speed dueling, and I know I'm going a little bit fast, but it's so much to talk about, and I want to get you guys in a short confinement of videos and still a lot of information. Speed dueling is here with over 60 million downloads, 59 million coming from me. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links mobile game has brought a whole new world of fast-paced dueling action to duelists of old and new alike. I don't think there's any new player, yeah, I don't think there's any, like, literally any veteran Yu-Gi-Oh! Players or new players playing on Duel. I think literally it's all the nostalgia guys. Now, I'm not saying that it's not a lot of people that don't play Duel Links, or some guys that do play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't play Duel Links, but I think more so Duel Links is for the nostalgia guys, which is the smart idea, and I'll go in detail later. Fast-paced duelists, new and like. Speed dueling is a new line of product and game format, so serve as a bridge between Duel Links mobile game and the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game with simplified rules and fast-paced fun using real physical cards. Fans can, okay, look, I'm just gonna cut the bullshit. This is literally Duel Links on Yu-Gi-Oh! I was thinking of the exact same thing. I was like, hey, what if I just took all of the cards from the pool of Duel Links and just played on the, and they're like, hey, what if we just, literally, they're probably gonna make a Duel Links pack that you guys can buy physically, and it'll come with all the cards for Duel Links, and it'll be like a really cheap pack, and at the bottom it says, this card cannot be used in a duel except for Duel Links, or some shit like that. Like, I really think that Konami did a really smart thing by pushing Duel Links, because Duel Links, from my standard, doesn't have Exceeds, Links, it doesn't have any of that stuff. So it's basically standard Yu-Gi-Oh! An entirely different format for the people that will have the nostalgia and just want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! But don't want to play all the confusing aspects of Yu-Gi-Oh! I think that speed dueling won't have its own events unless it gets hugely popular, but I do think it will be a part of YCS's regionals and world championships as side events. Especially since it's so fast, quote unquote, it'll definitely be a side event if you ask me. So that's pretty much it for all of the news for the speed sets, or for the booster sets, as well as the new type of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's coming out, which, if you ask me, isn't new. People have been doing it for a good part of a year. And now I'm going to talk about, oops, let me back up a little bit. Now I'm going to be talking about the new cards released. And as you guys can see, Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization wants me to disable my ad blocker. I say, you, I'm going to rip my own hood. But, man, this is a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's start talking about the Sybers cards. Now, I actually did read these cards beforehand, and basically, this one's trash, this one's good. This one makes these two playable. What the Sybers Magician does is half all the damage you would take while it was summoned. If you control a Link monster, your opponent cannot target your monsters for an attack or card effect. Okay, that's pretty trash. A Link monster battles against 1,000 attack, not great. And if it's destroyed, you can add one Sybers monster from your deck to your hand. Now that is a pretty decent effect, but it has to be destroyed by your opponent's card effect, which means they can banish it, return it, and they won't gain its effects. But the next best thing is the Cybernetic Ritual card, the spell card in itself. It can banish itself and, hold on. Yeah, you can banish itself in a ritual monster to spell summon 2 Cybernetic tokens. Now, this is where this monster comes in and makes the entire strategy good. Basically, what she does is it requires 2 Sybers monsters, so those Cybernetic token monsters, they're Sybers monsters, and you can use this 1 and 2 effects each per turn. If a monster is special summoned to this card, to the card this zone points to, you can banish 1 spell card in your graveyard, add 1 Sybers ritual monster, and 1 Cybernetic ritual from your deck to your hand. So basically, this monster, when destroyed, gets you the monster to special summon to this card zone's point to, which then in turn searches these 2 cards. And also, during your main phase, if you activated this card's 1 effect, you can target 1 level 4 or lower Sybers monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So these cards work pretty decently in tandem. I like how they work together. Alone, this ritual monster and ritual spell card aren't that great, but the Link monster makes it that much more better. The Sybers Monsters, so Sim Doubleus, is a level 5 Dark Sybers monster, and you can only use this card's name effect once per turn. You can reveal this card from your hand, target 1 level 4 Sybers monster, give your special summon this card from your hand to a zone a linked monster you control points to, and if you do, return that monster to your hand. So this card works perfectly in tandem with all of these cards. It's pretty freaking good. I really don't know what else to say. And Cyberse might actually have a little thing going on because this is a 5. I think there's quite a few good Cyberse level 2 monsters, so you might actually have an ongoing theme with Cyberse. And then, of course, the level 7 Cyberse monster, you can only use this card's 1 effect once per turn. When this card is normal summon or special summon, while you cannot control the Link monster, you can special summon 1 Congestor token, which is Cyberse. Once per turn during the battle step, if a Link monster you control was attacked, you can banish this card from your graveyard in that Link monster special summon with 2 Congestor tokens up to the... Okay, that's pretty trash. But on to the more Cyber support is Link Devotee. It's a Link 1 monster. It has a... Okay, it's a Link 1 monster, but it has 2... Okay, obviously I'm looking at the wrong one. It has the arrow pointing to the top. You can only use this card's 2 effect once per turn. If the card is special summon, you can activate this effect. You cannot Link summon Link 3 or higher monsters. If this card is special summon, activate this effect. You cannot Link summon Link 3 or higher monsters during this turn. Why the fuck would I want to activate this card? Like, obviously I don't have a choice, but why would I? Okay. If this co-link card is tribute, you can special summon 2 Link tokens. I don't like this card, but I'm pretty sure it's all part of some grand combo. I don't know Sybers Monsters really well, and I'm pretty sure once I dig into them, I'll figure it out. This monster has 1 to the side, 1 to the bottom left. And what it does, you can only use the 2 effect once per turn. Once per turn, if another Link monster is Link summoned, you can activate this effect. This card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect this turn. Trash. If this card is sent to the graveyard, if this card is in your graveyard, if a Link monster that was Link summoned using this card as material is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card. Pretty decent. So the Sybers Monsters are getting more support. Expect them to get more and more support until they're somewhat competitive, or at least until some kid tops with them at a Dragon Duel event. That's really all I can say about Cyberse. The next thing that I want to talk about, this is actually what I really want to talk about. Gosh, I want to talk about this card. So the next 20th anniversary campaign announced, for those of you in Japan who can buy packs of Cybernetic Horizon, so on July, you get a chance of a Blue Eyes card made out of silver. Now, this is the problem, Olaf. If you're watching this video, there's only going to be 200 in existence, and you got to be in Japan. And also, you got to buy 20 packs of Cybernetic Horizon, get an application, send in the application, and be one of the first 200 people to rescind this card. This is going to be the most expensive Blue Eyes card in existence because it is made of pure silver, and there will only be 200 until Konami decides to make 200 more or 200,000 more. But it's going to be really awesome. I think this card's going to be skyrocketing, and any of my boys have the plug in Japan. Let me hold these, bro. Let me give you enough for 20 packs and put in my application and one day ship that, bro. I'll drive all the way up there and hand them my application. I really am excited to see this. It's going to be really good for Blue Eyes collectors because, again, there's only going to be 200 in the world until Kaiba goes around destroying every single one until there are only 3 left. Draw your last pathetic card, Yugi. So the special pack 20th anniversary is announced, and there's going to be quite a few cards. A new Summon Skull monster, Event of the Skull, Summon Skull, Mullen Glacius, Skull Conductor, Dragonity Dux, Cyber Dragon Core, Metaphys Horse, Herald of Arclight, Diamond Dire Wolf, Contract of the Abyss, and Preparation or Pre-Preparation of the Rites. I'm not sure if they come in a different rarity, and I'm not sure why these cards are getting reprinted, but this is the only new print. We're going to go to that card immediately, which is Summon Skull Ritual. And what it does is you can ritual summon this card with Contract of the Abyss. This card's name, oh no shit, I can already ritual summon this card with Contract of the Abyss before you can say I can ritual summon this card with Contract of the Abyss. Whatever. This card's name is treated as Summon Skull while it's in a monster zone. This card is still treated as an Archfiend card. This card on the field cannot be destroyed by battle with non-ritual monsters, cannot be destroyed by non-ritual monsters effects. Pretty decent. If this ritual card in your control is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, either by battle or card effect or being destroyed, you can spell someone Summon Skull from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Another awesome effect. I don't think that this card will be competitive unless a Summon Skull archetype literally busts out of nowhere, and I doubt that it will. So the last thing that I'm going to cover, we're not going to cover the starter deck 2018. Actually, there is a card from Cybernetic Horizon, which is the new Mirror Force launcher. And once returned during your main phase, you can discard 1 monster, add 1 Mirror Force card from your deck to your graveyard. If this set card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect into the graveyard, you can take this card from your graveyard and 1 Mirror Force card from your hand, deck, or graveyard and set them to your field. The cards set by this effect cannot be activated during the turn they are set, which is... Oh, can be. My apologies. Can be activated. I was like, that's obvious. They're set trap cards. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. This is the confirmed card from Cybernetic Horizon. It doesn't seem like a great card, but it does look like it'll help anti-meta like decks. But the real card, the real last thing I wanted to talk about was the April 1st, 2018 Forbidden List. And this is straight for the Japan. Changes only apply for the OCG, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't cover OCG on my channel a lot, but I do keep up with it from here and there. So I'll be able to tell you a little bit why cards were hit. And I'm not 100% sure what cards were brought off the list and what cards were actually hit. So I'm just going to give my opinion on the cards. Now, Gofu and Phoenician Cluster Amaryllis are busted cards. This card created an FTK. This card is, that card, it's pretty busted. It's really good. Limited Destiny Hero Disc Commander with a new erratum. What Disc Commander does is, when it's sent to the graveyard, it can't be special summoned on the same turn it's sent to the graveyard. And once per duel, you can only gain the effect when it's special summoned from the graveyard. You draw 2 cards. Double Iris Magician to 1, Supreme King Dark Worm to 1, Grinder Golem to 1, Lone Fire Blossom to 1, Predator Plant Orpheus Scorpio to 1, effectively killing the Brilliant Fusion Engine and plant decks alike. El Shaddai Window to 1, Construct to 1, Spellbook of Knowledge to 1, Invoked Macabre to 1, Spellbook of Knowledge to 1, effectively hurts the Spellbook Engine, quote unquote. Ash Blossom to 2, Alester the 2, Solemn Judgment to 2, True Draco Heritage to 2, Unlimited Tribe Infected Virus, Summoner Monk, Spellbook of Secrets, Reborn Tangle, Pantheons of Monarchs, Pot of Avarice, and Monster Gate. So this list is what I'm going to tell you guys about the OCG is I really think that they're guinea pigs. I think that the TCG, or I'm sorry, Konami uses the TCG or the OCG as guinea pigs to see what decks will be good and then imports them in higher rarity as the OCG or just to see. So basically this is a cleaning up, a I don't want to say killing every deck because they still want them to be somewhat viable, but really tampering down other decks so when they release a new set, that deck can be dominant and they can see how to hit it, what goes, what's good, what's bad, etc, etc. And then bringing back Shaddolls is going to be pretty interesting. My baby Construct is off the list. So what this basically means is that cards that are coming off the list typically get into our circulation soon or later. We haven't had Pot of Avarice, but if I were you, I'd probably start picking up those Pot of Avarices. It going to 3, and if it does have a healthy format, or if it's not, you know, that much of a bad card, expect it to sometime soon come to ours at 3. Expect Tribe Infecting Virus to come to 1 and then 3, just like Pot of Avarice. Expect Destiny Hero Disc Commander to come to 5 and nobody not giving a shit. And I think that the OCG list is healthy for the OCG, definitely not for the TCG, and I'm glad we don't mimic them. Now, I don't think that there's any other things that I can cover. And doing this video, to be honest with you guys, oh, the 20th rare secret rares. These are, I can't really show you like a full picture, but they're hot. They look really nice. Kind of like a platinum rare foiling, but not trashy. But basically, I don't do these often is because normally when I upload a video like this, I'm literally 10 years late like I am now. And no disrespect to the people that do it like within the hours or whatever, but I don't understand how you do that. I have Yu-Gi-Oh, I have football, I have life, I have friends, I have family. I can't do that shit. But a lot of people did put a really good thing. They wanted to see my opinion on, you know, these particular things coming out. And I really do appreciate you guys. And here's my opinion. If you guys want to see more videos like this, give it a like. I mean, seriously, those likes really let me know as a content creator that I should be doing more videos like this. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of The Cali Effect. I really hope you guys are enjoying your day. What does this news mean to you guys? Please comment down below in the description. Please like, comment, subscribe. But most of all, enjoy. Have a very safe day.